What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show. We discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below, as it's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. Also, I am giving away $1,000 to our community, to our viewers here in our What's in the Box contest giveaway. We have done this so many times. We're doing it here yet again in celebration of us reaching 400,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. And also, I'll have a special guest here at the end of this video giving you a clue to what's in that box to help you guess. So make sure to stay all the way to the end for that special guest appearance and a clue to what's in that box. We have some absolutely just massive news today on a couple different fronts that we'll be going over here today that just came out, and new $500 checks that are going to be going out to hundreds of thousands of people here. We got a lot, really massive news. We'll start with this one from President Biden here regarding Putin. Check this out.
Do you believe what you said, that Putin can't remain in power? Or do you now regret saying that because your government has been trying to walk that back? Did your words complicate matters?
Well, you asked three different questions. I'll answer them all. Number one, I'm not walking anything back. The fact of the matter is I was expressing the moral outrage I felt toward the way Putin is dealing and the actions of this man. Just brutality of half the children in Ukraine. I just come from being with those families. And so, but I want to make it clear, I wasn't then, nor am I now, articulating a policy change. I was expressing the moral outrage that I feel, and I make no apologies for it. My personal feelings. Secondly, you asked me about, well, what was the second part?
Complicate the diplomacy of this moment.
No, I don't think it does. You know, the fact is that we're in a situation where what complicates the situation at the moment is the escalatory efforts of Putin to continue to engage in carnage, the kind of behavior that makes the whole world say, "My God, what is this man doing?" That's what complicates things a great deal, and but I don't think it complicates it at all. Let me go to Steve Holland, Reuters.
Mr. President, thank you. When you say that you're not walking anything back, you do feel that Vladimir Putin should be removed from power? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I was expressing just what I said. I was expressing the moral outrage I felt towards this man. I wasn't articulating a policy change. And I think that, you know, he continues on this course that he's on. He is going to become a pariah worldwide. And who knows what he becomes at home in terms of support.
So President Biden says today here that his comments on Putin were moral outrage, not a policy change, regarding his comments that Russian President Putin should be removed from power. And honestly, a lot of people have mixed feelings about this, but I think he said what we're all thinking inside. I mean, is there anybody who doesn't think that Putin should be removed from power? Anybody? I mean, the guy's literally dropping bombs on innocents, on hospitals, maternity wards, and I mean, he literally just said what we're all thinking. Now, the question of whether it complicates the matter, well, that's a different story. That's a different story. Now, don't forget that what Putin's saying, and and has been saying for days and weeks, is literally 10 times worse. That he's threatened nuclear war. He's threatened chemical warfare against Ukraine. I mean, look at what the guy's doing. Look at what the guy's doing. So for the U.S. or for Biden to say something like that, it pales in comparison to what Putin is doing. Insane. But honestly, that's what we're all kind of thinking inside. That how can this guy remain in power, right? Now, whether or not that complicates things, honestly, Putin's not going to stop no matter what we say or anything. I mean, the guy's not stopping. I mean, he's doing everything he can to try to win over there. And no matter what anybody has said up until this point, has not made him stop. So it's not like he's just going to stop tomorrow. The only way he's going to stop tomorrow is if he physically can't continue at this point, which might be possible because of how bad their economic conditions are, how bad their ruble is, how bad their stock market has been, how bad their everything has been, right? They could literally run out of resources, and the world that doesn't want to trade with them anymore. I mean, companies don't want to trade with them anymore worldwide. And now, the United States won't buy their oil, and it's now possible that Europe is going to start stopping buying their oil as well. So at some point, the toll of this war might not be worth it for Putin to continue anymore. The question is how does he stop the war but not make himself look like a failure more so than it already does? That'd be a tricky situation. You got to kind of think of that guy's ego, right? Isn't it sad that that's how you have to think about things like this? The question is this just going to continue to go on for months, weeks, months, years? I mean, that's kind of a big situation here. So let's move on. We got a lot to talk about here today. A federal judge, check this out. Here's a headline from the New York Times. A federal judge here today ruled or finds that former President Donald Trump most likely committed crimes over the 2020 election. Here's another headline that says, um, a judge rules that Trump's effort to overturn election is likely criminal. Criminal. This was just here as of today. And it says here, former President Donald Trump and his legal advisor, John Eastman, likely committed multiple federal crimes in their effort to prevent Congress from certifying President Biden's election victory. A federal judge ruled on Monday in a civil case involving subpoenas from the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol insurrection. In a 44-page decision about whether some of Eastman's private communications should be shielded from the panel, U.S. District Judge David Carter said that he found it, quote, more likely than not that the two engaged in criminal conduct. This is headline news here. Quote, the illegality of the plan was obvious, Carter wrote, who was appointed by former President Clinton, so he's been there for a while. Quote, our nation was founded on the peaceful transition of power, epitomized by George Washington laying down his sword to make way for democratic elections. Ignoring this history, President Trump vigorously campaigned for the vice president to single-handedly determine the results of the 2020 election. Carter said there was enough evidence to find a likelihood that Trump committed at least two felonies. Felonies here. This is coming from a federal judge. So he says that there's a likelihood that Trump committed at least two felonies. That's very, very strong wording there. Obstruction of an official proceeding and a serious charge that has been brought against hundreds of Capitol riot defendants and a conspiracy to defraud the United States. He wrote, quote, if Dr. Eastman and President Trump's plan had worked, it would have permanently ended the peaceful transition of power, undermining American democracy and the Constitution, Carter continued. If the country does not commit to investigating and pursuing accountability for those responsible, the court fears that January 6th will repeat itself in the future. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. This is, I've talked about this here in the past without picking sides or anything like that, because again, it becomes a heated battle that I'm not trying to pick sides or anything like that because a lot of people, it really depends on your point of view. The question is going forward is how do we, you know, when the results come in and each state certifies them, and each state actually certifies it itself, and once those elections are finalized, and remember that they've gone through these results over and over and over and over, and they still have not yet been overturned a year later. When these results are finalized, how do you make sure that something like this doesn't happen in the future? In the future, whether it's a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, and anything like that, right? I mean, you do kind of want to make sure that we have what they call election integrity when election results are certified by each state. Each state certifies their own results, okay? Um, that that it actually happens, right? That after the state says, "Okay, this is it. We've certified the results. We've counted it. We've recounted it. We've certified it," and each state sends it in independently and says, "This is it. It's finalized. It's certified. This is it." And maybe even afterwards they have a couple audits, and they still say, "Okay, it's still finalized," or something like that. How do you prevent this from happening again in the future, where you say, we have to make sure that there's election integrity? It'd be different if something was overturned or something like that, but nothing has been overturned at this point. Okay, um, so that's where we kind of run into making sure that everything goes peacefully in the future as well. Even if it happens to Biden in the future, or if it happens to Democrats in the future, if it happens to whoever in the future, you got to make sure that, as they said, there's a peaceful transition of power. It's, something that the country has, literally had Democratic presidents, Republican presidents, and not really independent presidents yet, because it's just the two-party system is very overbearing, and we haven't really seen, a lot of third party really break through yet. But you do got to make sure that whoever wins and it's certified by each state and stuff like that, you gotta we have to make sure that actually happens. You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Also, what might be happening with potential charges on this in the future, I don't know, but I'll keep you up to date with this development of this story. Okay, next up, as you can see here from this is WBZ News Radio, $500 stimulus checks going out to 500,000 Massachusetts residents. And this is something that has been passed now. Here are the details. Again, this is just one of the states that are sending out checks to various groups of people. If you've been watching my channel, we're covering all the states that are going over this. And as soon as I see news like whatever state is proposing or passing or working on anything, whether it's reducing the gas tax, sending out stimulus checks, or hazard pay, or anything like this, we're covering it here on a daily basis. Here's one of the more recent ones. Check this out. Certain Massachusetts residents will be eligible for a $500 stimulus check that will be sent out over the next week. So these are going to be going out here very soon. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker's administration just announced that 500,000 low-income workers are eligible to receive the checks in the mail as part of the Essential Employee Premium Pay Program, CBS Boston reports. So this is going to go out to about 500,000 low-income workers that are eligible to receive these checks. The initial mailed checks will be sent under the $460 million program that was approved by the state legislature, signed into law back in December, that called for payments between $500 and $2,000 for essential employees who specifically continued to work in person amid the state of emergency declared back in 2020 during the beginning of the pandemic. The administration is determining the eligibility for the first round of payments based on 2020 tax return information. Can't go up by 2021 because people are still filing those. which provides a faster way of assessing who worked in person during the state of emergency, and decided to limit the initial payments to $500 so more people could get money faster. So there might be more money coming. It'll be interesting to see here. Massachusetts residents will be eligible for first round payments based on 2020 Massachusetts tax return. Their income from employment was at least $12,750, the equivalent to working 20 hours a week for 50 weeks at minimum wage of 2020, and their total income put them below 300% of the federal poverty level, the administration said in a statement via CBS Boston. Any individual who collected unemployment compensation in 2020 will be ineligible for the first round of payments sent. So it does look like there'll be more round of payments sent out in the future. I will keep you up to date here as we learn more information. But again, this is just one of the multiple different states sending out different types of stimulus checks and different stimulus programs going on here. This one's going to go out to about 500,000 people. 500,000 people. So nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. So congratulations to everybody that is going to be getting these. I think they're going to start going out this week. And honestly, there's going to be a lot more going on here in 2022. If you've been watching my channel, there's literally almost by the day here, we have more and more states that are sending out or considering gas tax reprieve, gas stimulus programs, state stimulus checks, and the federal level here as well. The Biden administration also considering this as well as they discuss multiple different ways to send out checks to residents or even car drivers here, depending on how they want to potentially issue a forced stimulus check in the form of either people with cars or just people that make under $75,000 or in the form of monthly checks. A monthly check to the tune of, say, $300 per month could actually end up more money than, say, the $1,400 third stimulus check that went out underneath Biden was his first stimulus check sent out. Remember that former President Donald Trump sent out two stimulus checks. That was $1,200 and $600 for a total of $1,800. But if you look at a $300 per month stimulus check that Democrats are considering right now, that would be about 6 months of $300 per month. But if they send out 12 months of $300 per month, for example, which is something they're kicking around right now, that would be $3,600 per year. That would be more money than all three stimulus checks combined. So monthly checks would actually be more money. And remember that $300 per month is the exact same amount of what the child tax credit checks went out for. But this would be for adults, not necessarily for children, as they're also working on trying to renew the child tax credits here as well. So there's a lot of potential checks in the works right now from states, from the federal government, and for the child tax credits. So I will keep you up to date. All right, guys, we're here with our special guest. What's your name?
Julian!
Yeah.
You have to open the back now.
I know. You'd like to, but we're not going to open the box now
Why?
because we have to give everybody a clue to what's in the box.
Okay.
We're going to give everybody a clue first.
What clue is it going to be?
Everybody's watching our videos trying to guess what's in the box, and if they can guess what's in the box, they could win money directly from us. What do you think of that?
Don't tickle me! No, don't do that.
All right, so I'm going to tell you the clue, and then you can tell it to everybody, okay? Oh, is this your special money?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to give people real money, but...
You think it's worth more or less than a ruble?
I
Yeah.
think it's yes.
Yeah, that's your money's worth more than some Russian rubles right now. All right, let's see what the clue is.
Yeah, on the iPad.
Say-
Clue number 5 is
Clue number 5 is...
the item is made of wood.
Say it one more time.
The item is made of wood.
The item in the box is made of wood.
Let's see what's in the box now.
Yep. The clue number 5 is the item in the box is made of
Bricks.
no wood.
Wood.
Yeah.
Now let's open the box now. Okay? Let's open the box now.
We gotta wait till we give out all the clues.
Why? Why should we get our clues?
I know that's what everybody else is saying too. Why do we have to wait?
Can we do it now, please?
Maybe after we're done filming, I'll give you a little sneak peek.
What piece?
A little peek inside.
But I don't want to see what's inside now.
You know what I want to do? I want to give you tickles.
No, I want to see what's in the box. So could you open the box?
I want to see what's inside these tickles.
Oh, I want to see what's inside the box.
So tell everybody all they got to do to guess is just leave a comment below.
No, I want to open the box.
All right, we'll open it here in a minute, okay?
Okay.
All right, so all you got to do to guess below is leave a comment,
Yeah.
and we will have more clues here in the next upcoming videos. So make sure you keep watching, and we will have more clues for you here soon.
Make sure to subscribe.
Yep, make sure to subscribe. It's completely free to do so.
Subscribe down below.
Yep, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m.,
Subscribe up,
3 p.m.,
up.
and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch our newest video next. And you can click here to see my big video on all the states giving out stimulus checks that have so far been announced and the details on the federal government checks that have been proposed so far as well.
Look, I opened the pattern. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.